So the current auction clearance rate at the moment across Adelaide is 65%. Last weekend we had 2 out of 3 of our auctions sold, so that was pretty good, obviously slightly above that 65% mark. And across any given weekend there'll be either quite a few auctions or slightly less depending on when the campaign started. So certainly feel as though as we roll into winter there'll be less auction campaigns, but because of the fewer numbers, quite probably a higher clearance rate because of the competition it creates with the less stock available.
I think selling your property at auction during the week is a lot better idea than leaving it to the weekend. On the weekend, most people have auctions and there's 5 or 6 auctions for people to go to. People will see your property during the week, they'll come to it. If they miss out, they know that can go on the weekend and buy another one. Weekday auctions as opposed to weekend auctions are very similar. On a weekend you'll have a few more neighbours and interested onlookers because they're not at work, so they can come out and have a bit of a watch of the auction and see how things go. Midweek, your buyers will always be there. If they can't because there's work involved or the like, they can always send a proxy bidder along and bid on their behalf. So it doesn't change a lot, shouldn't change the outcome, might just change the size of the crowd. You may not get as many people because you don't get all your neighbours coming, but you certainly get your buyers. If you want to buy a property, you're going to go to the auction, whether it's during the week or on the weekend. Most people can take an hour off to get to your auction. It's a lot less stress for them. Also, they don't have kids sport, there's sort of lots of other things that make it easier for them. Most recent figures being through from May had South Australia and only one other state showing upward trend still, and I think that's probably due to obviously the onset of winter and lower stock levels, so not as much turnover, etc. But through Adelaide we've had ongoing strong sales, lots of competition at auctions and in amongst some of the sales that we've had, so that's continued to bolster the space that we're operating in at the moment.
I think in today's world we all work different hours, different days, and I think it's a little bit outdated now to think that everyone has a Saturday off and can go to the auctions. Life's just a little bit different to that now. Midweek auctions do tend to be a little bit quieter, but we've got the same amount of bidders and the results are classically the same as a weekend auction.
All done, all silent, bid offered and sold. Congratulations, sir, well bought. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your
great
attendance
news for
here today.
Adelaide. We are outperforming Melbourne, Sydney at the moment, and that's just brilliant news for anybody in the Adelaide marketplace.